Noah suggested that I clarify something this week.
Noé sugirió que aclarara algo esta semana.
We were talking about the nativity and the crosses, and
Estábamos hablando de natividad, los cruces, todo esto.
I just wanted to make it clear
Quiero hacerlo muy claro.
that there is a difference in normal life activities
Hay una diferencia en actividad de la vida normal
and the worship of God.
y la adoración de Dios.
We said in the paragraph of chapter 22 of the confession that we read,
Dijimos en el parágrafo de capítulo 22 de la confesión que leemos,
it mentions the light of nature,
se menciona la luz de naturaleza,
revealing that there is a God and that he ought to be loved and feared.
revelando que hay un Dios debe ser amado, temido,
But the acceptable way of worshiping the true God
pero la forma aceptable de adorar a Dios verdadero
is instituted by himself
es instituido por sí mismo
and so limited by his own revealed will.
y limitado por su voluntad revelada.
And he does this to protect
Lo hace hasta proteger
the integrity of his worship.
la integridad de su adoración.
If he did not do that,
Si no hizo esto,
then his worship would be left up to us
su adoración será dejado a nosotros
to decide how we will do that.
a decidir cómo hacemos esto.
And we already have many, many different churches
Y ya tenemos muchos diferentes iglesias
that choose to worship in different ways.
que escogen adorar en diferentes formas.
And it's not a place that we want to be.
No es un lugar donde queremos estar.
We should strive
Debemos luchar
as the people of God
como el pueblo del Señor,
to worship him
adorar a Él
as he desires to be worshiped.
como Él desea ser adorado.
Not the way we want to worship him.
No la forma que nosotros queremos adorarlo.
The way he has revealed
La forma que Él revelado
and instituted.
y instituido.
So I just wanted to clear that up.
Solo quería aclarar esto.
Can you wear a necklace with a cross?
Puedes poner una collar con una cruz.
Can you wear earrings with a cross?
Puedes poner aretes con una cruz.
Absolutely.
Sí.
Don't make them a point of worship.
No lo hace una punta de adoración.
Don't make them something to be adored
No lo hace algo ser adorado
and honored,
y honrado.
because somehow it's almost like, that's a cross.
Porque una forma es, eso es una cruz.
It's not to be revered like that.
No debe ser temido
It
así.
could be a symbol
Puede ser un símbolo
of Christianity,
de cristianismo,
as we talked about last week.
como hablamos la semana pasada.
But they are not to be brought into worship.
Pero no deben ser traídos a adoración.
And hopefully it'll get clear as we look
Y
more.
esperamos que será más claro mientras trabajamos.
This morning,
Esta mañana
I want to build a case
quiero hacer un caso
biblically
bíblicamente
from the Old
del
Testament,
Antiguo Testamento,
the whole principle
todo el principio
of the regulative principle
del principio regulador
of worship.
de adoración.
And what we're going to do first is we're going to look at multiple examples
Lo que vamos a hacer primero es ver ejemplos múltiples
where people or groups of people decided to worship in a way
donde gente o grupos de gente decidieron adorar en una forma
that was not commanded,
que no era mandado
or that was against what was commanded,
o que fue contrario de lo que estaba mandado.
because people thought either they were just ignorant
Porque la gente pensaron eran ignorantes
or they were purposeful
o eran a propósito,
in doing something different
a propósito hicieron algo diferente
that they wanted to do.
que ellos querían hacer.
I do want to read a passage from Exodus chapter 20.
Quiero leer un pasaje de Éxodo capítulo 20.
This is at the end of the chapter where we have the Ten Commandments.
Este es el final del capítulo donde tenemos los 10 mandamientos.
As the Puritans spoke often of divine law,
Como los puritanos hablaron muy frecuentemente de la ley divina.
here it is at the end of the chapter on where God gives Moses the Ten
Es
Commandments.
final del capítulo donde Dios da a Moisés los 10 mandamientos.
And he speaks of worship.
Él habla de adoración.
And the Lord is speaking to
El
Moses.
Señor está hablando con Moisés.
And if you look around verse 22,
Si miras versículo 22,
he goes on and says, you won't make idols, you won't make gods of silver or gold in verse 23.
dice, no haces ídolos, no haces dioses de plata ni oro, versículo 23.
He's saying, an altar of earth you will make unto me, verse 24.
Versículo 24 dices, harás un altar de tierra para mí.
And here's the if.
Y hay una sí,
If you will make an altar of stone,
si harás un altar de piedra.
is verse 25, I'm
Versículo
sorry.
25.
Thou shalt not build it of hewn stone or cut stone.
Dice, no lo construirás de piedras labradas.
For if thou lift up thy tool upon it, thou hast polluted it.
Dice, sí, porque si alzas tu cincel sobre él, lo profanarás.
I want you to think about that for a
Quiero
minute.
que pienses de esto un momento.
God's saying, build an altar,
Dios está diciendo, edificas un altar
and don't use anything that you have fashioned.
y no usas nada que es hecho tú.
It's not going to be wood.
No ser madera.
You're not going to hire Pastor Edwin, who's good with his hands.
No vamos a contratar a hermano Edwin, que es bueno con sus manos.
Build us something really nice.
Hacernos algo bien bonito.
No, God says you're going to build it out of things of the earth.
No, Dios dice, vas a edificarlo de las cosas de la tierra.
Stones.
Piedras.
And when you build it out of stones,
Y cuando lo edificas de piedras,
you're not going to use stones that have been shaped or fashioned or cut in any way.
no vas a usar piedras que han sido cortados o hecho en una forma.
Think of that.
Piénsalo.
Well, we can make it real nice if we shaved them off at the top and made them flat.
Si lo cortamos plano, podemos hacerlo muy bonito.
We could build it like steps.
Podemos hacerlo como escalones.
God says don't do that
Dios dice, no haces eso.
because as soon as you have touched it
Porque cuando tú lo tocas
with your
con
tools,
tus herramientas,
your saws,
tus herramientas,
your grinders,
tus herramientas,
your polishers,
herramientas. I don't know all those words, so it's just tools.
vocabulario limito. As soon as you touch the stone to change it,
The momento que has tocado estas piedras para cambiarlo,
you
tú
have polluted it.
has manchado esto.
I think of that.
Piénsalo,
That's kind of insulting.
es insultando.
Basically, what God is saying,
Básicamente lo que Dios está diciendo,
you're filthy.
tú eres sucio,
Your thoughts are filthy.
tus pensamientos son sucios,
Your designs are filthy.
tus diseños son sucios.
As soon as you go and take that stone out of nature,
Un momento que tú vas y tomas esta piedra de naturaleza,
the way God has made it,
la forma que Dios ha hecho,
and you shape it
y tú lo moldeas
or fashion it,
o lo edificas,
you have polluted it
has
or made it dirty.
has podrido esta.
That is the foundations
Ese es el fundamento,
of the regulative principle.
el principio regulador.
God says, worship me like this.
Dios dice, adórame así.
If you change that,
Si cambias esta,
you begin to make it better,
empiezas a hacerlo mejor,
you pollute it.
estás podriéndolo.
So examples.
Ejemplos.
Genesis chapter 4.
Génesis capítulo 4.
We have the example of Abel and Cain offering their sacrifices.
Tenemos el ejemplo de Caín y Abel ofreciendo sus
In the
sacrificios.
first 5 verses of chapter 4,
Los primeros 5 versículos del capítulo 4.
I'm just going to read verse 4
Solo voy a leer versículo 4.
and 5. And Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell.
Dice, 4 and 5.
Yeah, 4 and 5.
También Abel, por su parte, trajo de los primogénitos de sus ovejas y de la grasa de los mismos. El Señor miró con agrado a Abel y su ofrenda, pero no miró con agrado a Caín y su ofrenda. Caín se enojó mucho y su semblante su demudo.
Now, why was Cain's offering not acceptable?
Ahora, ¿por qué no era aceptable la ofrenda de Caín?
There's lots of theories.
Hay muchas teorías.
I've held many of them.
Yo he testado a muchos de estos.
I want to submit to you that there is one primary reason.
Quiero decirles que hay una razón primero.
God tells Cain that if you do well,
Dios dice a Caín, si haces bien,
you'll be accepted.
serás aceptado.
I think that's in verse 7.
Creo que es en versículo 7.
Yes. So what is it? What kind of offering is God looking for?
¿Qué tipo de ofrenda está buscando Dios?
Cain brought what he did.
Caín lo trajo lo que él trajo.
He brought fruit of his labors,
Él trajo la fruta de sus labores.
offered it to the Lord.
Lo ofreció al Señor.
Lord said, no,
El Señor dijo no.
I have no respect for that.
No tengo respeto por eso.
What is God looking for?
¿Qué está buscando Dios?
Well, if you bring what you make, it's sort of a thing of pride, right? Like, look what I have to offer.
Es como una cosa de orgullo. Yo trajo lo que tengo que ofrecer.
Look, oh Lord, look at the wonderful music we can offer you.
Mire, Señor, músico que podemos ofrecerte a ti.
Or look at the beautiful building we can build for you.
O mire ese edificio que podemos hacer para ti.
God doesn't need that.
Dios no necesita
He
esto.
doesn't want that.
No quiere esto.
These are things that are polluted by you.
Estas son cosas que están pudridos por ti.
What kind of offering is God looking for?
¿Qué tipo de ofrenda Dios está buscando?
Well, God offered the first offering.
Dios ofreció la primera ofrenda.
Adam and Eve sinned.
Adán y Eva pecaron.
God takes an animal,
Dios tomó un animal,
kills the animal.
mata animal.
The animal has to
El
die
animal tiene que morir
so that they can be covered.
para que puedan ser cubiertos.
Their nakedness is
Su
covered
desnudo cubierto
by the death of another.
por la muerte de otro.
Now, we understand the typology there is rich.
Entendemos la tipología ahí es rico.
Abel
Abel
offers a blood sacrifice.
ofreció un sacrificio de sangre.
I would submit to you that Abel was being obedient to what he learned from his parents.
Yo dirá que Abel estaba siendo obediente de lo que él aprendió de sus padres.
That it's the blood sacrifice
Que es el sacrificio de sangre
that's cleansing.
que limpia.
It's not that God is pleased with it because, oh, look, I raise sheep. Here's a sheep, Lord.
No es que Dios está agradado porque, mire, yo soy pastor y yo atiendo las ovejas. Aquí está una oveja, Señor.
It's the shedding of blood.
No, es el derramando de sangre.
Listen to Hebrews 12,
Escuche Hebreos 12,
verse 24.
versículo 24.
And to Jesus, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel.
Y a Jesús, el mediador del nuevo pacto, y la sangre rociada que hablaba mejor que la sangre de Abel.
Speaking of Jesus' new covenant in his blood,
Hablando de pacto de Jesús en su sangre.
the blood that actually cleanses.
La sangre que limpia.
Now we're in chapter 9 now.
Estamos en capítulo 9.
And there, we're going to start to touch on that.
Vamos a empezar a ver la sangre.
The blood of this new covenant.
Sangre de este nuevo pacto.
And it says it speaks of better things than Abel.
Y dice que habla mejor de las cosas que Abel.
This is so rich. I don't want to spend too much time here.
Es tan rico, no quiero gastar tanto tiempo aquí.
It's as though Abel was cleansed
Es como Abel fue limpiado
by the sacrifice he
por
offered.
el sacrificio que él ofreció.
We just read in Genesis
Estamos de leer en Génesis.
that God respected his offering.
Dios respetó su ofrenda.
Abel was cleansed by his offering.
Abel fue limpiado por su ofrenda.
No, be careful.
Ten cuidado.
Abel was cleansed because of his faith
Abel fue limpiado por su fe,
that wrought obedience,
que trajo obediencia,
by which he offers a sacrifice
por lo cual él ofrece un sacrificio
that is required by God.
que es requerido por Dios.
Blood must be shed
La sangre tiene que ser derramada
so you can be covered.
para que pueda ser cubierto.
That's what Abel learned.
Es lo que Abel aprendió.
That's what Abel was obedient
Es lo
to.
que Abel estaba obediente a.
And as a type
Y como tipo
of being cleansed by the blood of a
de ser
sacrifice,
limpiado por la sangre de sacrificio,
Abel is used here in Hebrews.
Abel está usado aquí en Hebreos.
If Abel was cleansed by this, in a sense, of this blood, if he was made acceptable to God by this blood,
Si Abel fue hecho aceptable por esta sangre,
how much more the blood of sprinkling?
cuánto más la sangre derramada
from the new covenant
del nuevo pacto
made by Christ.
hecho por Cristo.
That's the point.
Ese es el punto.
So I would submit, because of this mention in Hebrews,
Yo dirá, porque está mencionado en Hebreos,
that it was the blood sacrifice.
que es el sacrificio de sangre.
It's what God teaches Adam and Eve in the
Es
garden.
lo que Dios enseña a Adán y Eva en el jardín.
Cain did not do that.
Caín no hizo esta,
He wasn't accepted.
no fue aceptable.
His offering was rejected.
Su ofrenda fue rechazada.
And we know the story.
Y sabemos la historia.
I always thought that maybe Cain did not have the right heart,
Ujú. That's it.
and therefore, that's why the Lord did sacrifice for his offering.
That's essentially true.
Está diciendo
I mean-
que Caín, ella siempre pensaba que Caín no tenía el corazón correcto y eso es porque Dios no lo aceptó.
He did not have a heart of faith
No tuvo un corazón de fe,
and obedience.
obediencia.
He was not submissive.
No es sucesivo.
He learned the same thing Abel learned,
Él aprendió la misma cosa que Abel,
that God requires blood,
que Dios requiere sangre.
and you can be cleansed and covered
Puede ser limpiado y cubierto,
and made acceptable
a ser aceptable
through a blood
a
sacrifice.
través de un sacrificio de sangre.
I admit I'm adding to what's there in
Yo
Genesis.
estoy añadiendo lo que está en Génesis.
I'm using Hebrews to suggest that.
Estoy usando Hebreos para sugerir eso.
So why was Cain's offering not acceptable?
¿Por qué la ofrenda de Caín no fue aceptable?
It was an offering that wasn't commanded
Era una ofrenda que no era mandada
or expected.
o esperada.
It wasn't a blood sacrifice.
No era un sacrificio de sangre.
So, I'm having a hard time here because he was worked the lands, correct? So he would have known if he had faith that that's what he needed to do?
He would have been obedient.
That's where.
Uh-huh. So let me
So his
add-
heart was not submissive. His heart was proud rather than humble.
So he was offering what he thought out of pride.
Right. That's what I'm suggesting. That
Yeah.
he says, "Oh, look, I have all these. He keeps sheep, but I raise vegetables and fruits. So I'm going to bring that to the Lord. It's what I do." That's pride.
Está diciendo, él guarda la tierra, él guarda ovejas, y Caín dijo, yo voy a traer lo que yo quiero, porque es lo que yo hago. It's the same thing we see throughout the nation of Israel. Es la misma cosa que vemos durante la nación de Israel. The sons of Aaron, los hijos de Aarón, I'm sure Brother AJ will bring that up. Hermano AJ va a sacar esta. That they see something, ven algo, well, I want to do it like this. Yo quiero hacerlo así. Same thing we see in Psalm 50, la misma cosa que vemos en Salmo 50. God says, I'm going to come and judge the nation. Dios dice, voy a venir a juzgar nación, not because you don't offer sacrifice, no porque no ofres sacrificio, but because it's always before me, porque siempre está delante de mí. And they're trying to barter with God through the sacrifice. Están tratando a negociar con Dios a través del sacrificio. So they're trying to, like Brother AJ said, es como hermano AJ dijo, they're trying to make business or barter with God through what they're offering. Están tratando a tratar con Dios, negociar con Dios de lo que están ofreciendo, rather than using this as a type for what they saw given in Genesis 3:15. En lugar de usar esto como tipo de lo que vieron en Genesis 3:15 of the God giving this sacrifice to cover them. Dios dando ese sacrificio a cubrirlos. So it's a heart condition in that. Es una condición de corazón adentro de eso.
They didn't have the full revelation of Scripture.
No tuvieron toda la revelación de la Escritura,
But what they did have
pero lo que tenían,
is what God instituted
lo que Dios instituyó
for them to be covered,
para que ellos sean cubiertos.
their nakedness to be covered,
Su desnudez será cubierto.
their shame to be covered,
Su vergüenza será cubierto.
where they don't have to hide from Him.
Donde no tienen que esconderse de él.
They hid because they were naked and ashamed.
Ellos se escondieron porque estaban desnudos y avergonzados.
God provided a means for them
Dios probó un medio para ellos
to have that nakedness and shame covered.
a tener esta desnudez cubierto.
It's typological, yes,
Tipológico, sí,
but they learned from that.
pero ellos aprendieron de esto.
So you have Job
Tienes Job, who can,
before
Yeah.
Moses,
antes de Moisés,
maybe, yeah, so the time of Job is,
El tiempo de Job
it's believed to be before Moses,
está
for
creído
sure,
a ser antes de Moisés,
before Abraham.
antes de Abraham.
And here you have Job offering what?
Y aquí tienes Job ofreciendo qué?
Sacrifices.
Sacrificios.
He slays animals.
Él mata animales.
He offers them to the Lord
Ofrece al Señor
for himself and for his children.
por él mismo y sus hijos.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Because they learned
Porque aprendieron.
God requires a blood sacrifice.
Dios requiere un sacrificio de sangre. And then he said,
Substitutionary.
substitución. Yeah, I was going to quote Owen. Iba a citar Owen. John Owen says, whatever you have in Genesis 3:15, lo que tienes en 3:15, you have substitutionary atonement. Tienes expiación de sustitución. Because if you don't have the gospel. Porque si no, no tienes evangelio. And in Job, you have who can give a ransom for another man, for the price of the soul is costly. ¿Quién puede dar rescate del alma de otro? Porque el precio de alma es costoso. So you have Job offering a sacrifice and knowing that the blood of that sacrifice can't do it. Tienes Job ofreciendo este sacrificio sabiendo ese sacrificio no puede hacerlo, and it's right to do it. It's correcto hacerlo.
I understand that, but they have different traits. This is how I was thinking.
Yeah, okay.
David said, you don't want sacrifices, you want a contrite heart. So in my head, they both have different traits, so they were offering of what they had, but one did not have the right heart, and the other one did.
And how is that demonstrated? In that he didn't offer the right sacrifice. So Genesis says God did not give respect to what Cain did, what his offering was. Verse 5.
Versículo 5.
But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
Pero no miró con agrado a Caín y su ofrenda.
And then he tells him, look, if you just do the right
Y
thing,
después si solo haces bien,
you'll be accepted.
serás aceptado.
But he's not being obedient because he's not humble.
Pero no está haciendo obediente porque no es humilde.
So is it a heart issue?
¿Es un asunto de corazón?
Of course.
Sí, claro, por supuesto.
Yes.
Sí.
Cain didn't want to be obedient.
Caín no quería ser obediente.
He wanted to do something better than what everyone else
Él
was doing.
quería hacer algo mejor que todos.
I'm going to take what I do.
Voy a tomar lo que yo hago.
It's got Cain stamped all over it.
Tiene Caín aplastado a todos lados.
You see?
¿Lo ves?
Pride.
Orgullo.
Look what I have to offer you, Lord.
Mira lo que yo tengo que ofrecerte.
I have fruits and vegetables and grains and
Tengo frutas, verduras y grano.
this abundance of beautiful produce.
Abundante producto.
That's what I do.
Es lo que yo hago.
God says,
Dios dice no.
that's not what I want.
No es lo que quiero.
I want the blood sacrifice
Yo quiero sacrificio de sangre
that covers sins.
que cubre el pecado.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Because through typology,
Porque por tipología,
the gospel is preached.
el evangelio es predicado.
Cain rejected that.
Caín rechazó eso.
He substituted it
Él hizo un
with
sustituto
something of his own thinking.
con algo de su propia mente.
Why? Yeah,
Okay.
it's a heart issue.
Es un asunto de corazón.
But the heart problem
Pero el corazón el problema del corazón
demonstrates itself in his disobedience,
muestra en su desobediencia,
which is exactly what we're talking about
que es exactamente lo que estamos hablando
with the regulative
con
principle.
el principio regulador.
The regulative principle demands humility.
El principio regulador demanda humildad.
We must humble ourselves before God
Debemos humillarnos ante Dios
and worship Him as He says to worship
y
Him.
adorarlo como Él dice adorar.
We must only bring sacrifices that He says to bring.
Solo traer los sacrificios que Él dice traer.
It's the same thing.
Es la misma cosa. One thing you might think of, I think sometimes in our minds, creo que a veces en nuestras mentes, we think Cain couldn't have a goat or a lamb. Pensamos que Caín no puede tener una cordero o una cabra. Yes, he could have. Podía, right? So in the ceremonial law, en ley ceremonial, whatever you did for a living, lo que tú hiciste por vivir, you brought as your tithe. Lo trajiste como tu diezmo. But to the sacrifice of atonement, pero por el sacrificio de expiación, you are to get a lamb. Debes tener un cordero. And so there's a difference. Cain said, I'm going to bring what I do. Cain dijo, voy a traer lo que yo hago. And I'm going to give this as an atonement sacrifice. Voy a dar esto como sacrificio de expiación. No, I think Brother AJ is right. Creo que AJ tiene razón. Without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness of sin. Sin derramar de sangre, no hay perdón de pecados. And so, I think that's very important to note. Creo que es importante notar.
I think the other examples will be less.
Creo que los otros ejemplos serán menos problemáticos, ¿no?
But it does demonstrate
Pero muestra,
it is the heart.
es el corazón.
And we must worship God with humility
Debemos adorar a Dios con humildad
and
y
obedience.
obediencia.
Key.
Clave.
So the next example,
El siguiente ejemplo.
and there's lots of examples, but
Hay muchos ejemplos.
Exodus 32.
Éxodo 32.
I really like this
A mí
example.
me gusta este ejemplo.
It's got some, it's even got some humor to it.
Tiene un poco de algo chistoso.
We're not going to read all of that,
No vamos a leer todo esto,
but
pero
let's look at Genesis 32
Génesis
verses.
32, versículo.
So Moses is on the mountain.
Moisés está en la montaña.
Aaron and the people are there waiting for Moses to come down from the mountain.
Aarón y la gente están esperando que Moisés baje de la montaña.
At the end of verse 1,
Final del versículo 1,
the people tell Aaron,
la gente dice, Aarón,
Moses brings us out here,
Moisés nos trajo aquí,
and we don't know what's happened to
no
him.
sabemos lo que pasó a él.
What if he died on the mountain?
¿Qué tal si él muere en la montaña?
What if he just decided, I'm just going to live up here?
¿Qué tal él decidió, voy a vivir ahí en la
He
montaña?
doesn't like us. He's not coming back.
Él no nos cae bien y no va a regresar.
So what are we supposed to do?
¿Qué debemos hacer?
Aaron says,
Aarón dice,
verse 2,
versículo 2,
break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me.
Aaron les respondió, quita los pendientes de oro de las orejas y de sus mujeres y sus hijos y sus hijas y tráiganmelos.
Verse 4,
Versículo 4.
and Aaron received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, these be our God, be thy God. Aaron said, no, they said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to the Lord.
Dice, versículo 4, Él los tomó de sus manos y les dio forma con burril e hizo de ellos un becerro de fundición. Y ellos dijeron, este es tu Dios, Israel, que te ha sacado de la tierra de Egipto. Cuando Aaron lo vio, edificó un altar delante del becerro. Y Aarón hizo una proclamación y dijo, mañana será fiesta para el Señor.
Aaron fashions this calf.
Aarón hizo este becerrito.
They had been in Egypt
Están en Egipto
for hundreds of years.
en cientos años.
This is what they were used to seeing.
Es lo que estaban acostumbrados de ver.
People bowing down before fashioned idols.
Gente doblando rodilla ante de ídolos hechos de mano.
But notice,
Pero nota,
the people recognize this.
la gente reconoce esta.
Oh, here it is.
Aquí está.
Yes, this is what we're using. This is a God.
Ese es un Dios.
We don't need Moses.
No necesitamos Moisés.
You know, in case Moses doesn't come back,
Si Moisés no regresa,
he was supposed to go talk to God for us.
supuestamente él iba a hablar a Dios por nosotros.
But now we have this.
Pero ahora tenemos esto.
And so Aaron builds an altar unto this golden calf.
Aarón hace un altar a este becerro de oro.
And who does it represent?
¿Y quién representa?
Aaron says
Aarón dice,
in verse 5,
versículo 5,
after all this is done and the people see it,
después de todo está hecho y la gente lo ve,
tomorrow is a feast to Jehovah.
mañana es una fiesta de Jehová.
Now, I'm not going to say this isn't idolatry. It is idolatry.
No voy a decir que esto no es idolatría, esta es idolatría.
But the golden calf
Pero el becerro de oro
that Aaron fashions,
que Aarón hizo,
the altar that's built,
el altar que está hecho,
the feast and the celebration,
el festival, la celebración,
the dancing,
el baila,
the singing they're about to enter into,
cantando que van a entrar,
is all unto
es a todo es a
Jehovah.
Jehová.
Later in the chapter,
Más a rato en el capítulo.
the God that's delivered you from Egypt.
El Dios que ha sacado de Egipto.
Verse 4.
Versículo 4.
These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Este es tu Dios, Israel, que te ha sacado de la tierra de Egipto.
Aaron's trying to lead the people to worship Jehovah,
Aarón está tratando de llevar a la gente a adorar a Jehová.
not the gods of Egypt.
No los dioses de Egipto.
Their God was greater.
Su Dios era mayor.
They saw the plagues.
Lo vieron las
They
plagas.
saw the Red Sea open.
Vieron el mar rojo abierto.
Jehovah is our God.
Jehová es nuestro Dios.
Well, Moses went up in the mountain and he's gone.
Moisés fue a montaña y ya se perdió.
What are we going to do?
¿Qué vamos a hacer?
Don't worry about it.
No te preocupes.
I'm going to make a way for you
Voy a hacer un camino para ti
to worship our God.
a adorar nuestro Dios.
They're not worshiping a false God here.
No están adorando un Dios falso aquí.
This was a means
Era un medio
for them to worship Jehovah.
que ellos adoran Jehová.
But God hadn't. It's kind of comical.
Es un poco chistoso.
It's not comical. It's
No,
terrible.
no es chistoso, es terrible.
But Moses is on the mountain
Pero Moisés está en la montaña
receiving the law
recibiendo la ley
that says,
de que dice,
don't make unto thee any graven images
no haces imágenes
of anything that is in the heaven or in
de
the earth.
cualquier cosa en la tierra, en los cielos.
Don't bow down thyself to them.
No dobles a ellos.
Don't serve them.
No sirvas a ellos.
Don't do this.
No haces eso.
Not even if you call it Jehovah.
Ni si lo llamas Jehová.
That's not how I will be worshipped.
No es como yo voy a ser adorado.
Moses is getting that commandment from God.
Moisés está teniendo este mandamiento de Dios.
Aaron's down there
Aarón está ahí
doing that very thing.
haciendo la misma cosa.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Because it seemed good to him.
Porque parecía buena a él. And he knew it was wrong. Sabía que estaba mal. He knew it.
It appeased the people.
Ajá, complace a la gente.
He gives them a wretched way to worship.
Él les entregó una malvada forma de adorar.
He didn't give them a new God.
Él no los dio un nuevo Dios.
He was keeping it right. It's
Estaba tratando de guardar es Jehová.
Jehovah.
Jehová.
Here's a representation of Jehovah.
Aquí es una representación de Jehová.
So you can wrap your mind
Para
around
que
it
puedes entender en tu mente
and you can worship him.
y puedes adorar a él.
We know how that went.
Sabemos cómo fue esto.
All right. Oh yeah, we're not going to finish this. All right, quickly, Nadab and Abihu in Leviticus 10.
Nadab, Abihu en Levítico 10.
Pastor Jonathan mentioned them just a few minutes ago.
Jonathan los mencionó hace un momento.
Leviticus 10, it's
Levítico 10.
God gives them all the commandments about the incense,
Dios da todos los mandamientos sobre el incenso,
how they're supposed to make it.
cómo deben hacerlo.
10 parts cinnamon,
10 partes canela.
this part cinnamon, myrrh,
Esta carta mira.
frankincense, the ratio of all those things God
Otras
commanded.
especies, todo la medida Dios mandó esta.
Now you have to finish the end of chapter 9.
Tienes que terminar capítulo 9.
Moses and Aaron, the last 2 verses of chapter 9.
Moisés y Aarón, los últimos 2 versículos de capítulo 9.
Moses goes into the tabernacle
Moisés va al tabernáculo
and he comes out
y sale
and he blesses the people.
y bendice a la gente.
Everything is obedient up to this
Todo
point.
es obediente hasta ese punto.
Exactly how God said to do it.
Exactamente como Dios dijo hacerlo.
Moses comes out, blesses the people,
Moisés viene y bendice a la gente
and the glory of the Lord
y
appeared
la gloria del Señor apareció
unto all the people.
hacia todo el pueblo.
Now, we don't know what that looked like,
No sabemos cómo se miraba esta,
but everybody knew.
pero todos supieron.
And there came a fire out from before the Lord
Y salió un fuego del Señor.
and consumed upon the altar
Y consumó sobre el altar
the burnt offering and the fat, which when all the people saw, they shouted and fell on their
y
faces.
consumió toda la grasa. Y cuando la gente escucharan, doblaran de rodillas y gritaban.
Obedient worship.
Adoración obedientes.
And the glory of the Lord
Y la
appears.
gloria del Señor vino.
A fire consumes the
Un
sacrifice.
fuego consumió el sacrificio.
Glorious.
Gloria.
Nadab and Abihu are over there
Nadab y Abihu están ahí,
seeing this happen.
viendo esto pasar.
Look at this.
Mira eso.
Hey man, let's go burn the incense.
Mira, vamos a hacer incenso. Vamos a quemar incenso.
So what do? Chapter 10.
¿Qué hace? Capítulo 10.
Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer and put fire therein and put incense thereon and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he didn't command them to do.
Pero Nadab y Abihu, hijos de Aarón, tomaron sus respectivos incensarios y después de poner fuego en ellos y echar incenso sobre él, ofrecieron delante del Señor fuego extraño que él no les había ordenado.
Strange fire.
Fuego extraño.
Could have been the mixing of the spices.
Puede ser la mezcla de las especias.
Could have just been that they did it at the wrong time.
Puede ser que hicieron en tiempo mal.
There was a time for it.
Había un tiempo por eso.
God commanded this.
Dios manda eso.
All the details.
Todos los detalles.
God gave it to them.
Dios les dio.
They got overwhelmed.
Estaban sobregirados.
They said, look what's going on.
Dijeron, mira lo que está pasando.
We got to be part of this.
Tenemos que ser parte de
Well,
eso.
we didn't get to go in the tent of congregation.
No podemos ir en la tienda de congregación.
All we got is these incense
Solo
censers.
solo tenemos los incendarios.
Well, look at all this stuff happening. Let's light our fire.
Mira esta cosa que pasó. Encendemos nuestro fuego.
And there was fire.
Había fuego.
And the Lord sent
Y
fire.
el Señor mandó fuego.
But it wasn't for glory.
Pero no era gloria.
It wasn't for the blessing of the Lord.
No era para bendición del Señor.
It was a fire that consumed them.
Era un fuego que consumió a
And they
ellos. Y
died
murieron.
because of the holiness of God.
Porque es por la santidad de Dios.
Because they did something they weren't supposed to do.
Que hicieron algo que no debían hacer.
Now, I'm really out of time, but I want to do one more.
Quiero hacer uno más.
In 2 Samuel chapter 6,
Segundo Samuel capítulo 6.
and we'll wrap this part up. There's more examples. We have kings
Hay más ejemplos, hay reyes
going to other lands,
yendo a otras tierras,
seeing altars that other people have unto their God,
viendo otros altares que otra gente tiene sus dioses,
come back to Israel,
regresan a Israel,
get rid of the altar we have.
se sacan el altar que tenemos.
That one in Damascus was much better.
Este en Damasco era mucho mejor.
So we're going to build one like that.
Vamos a edificar uno así.
Multitudes of examples.
Multitudes de ejemplos.
This one most people are familiar with this.
Este estamos muy familiarizados con.
David's bringing the ark
David está trayendo el arca
to
a
Jerusalem.
Jerusalén.
He's cast out the last remnants of the Canaanites.
Hecho los últimos rudimientos de los cananitos.
He's named Jerusalem the city of God.
He nombrado Jerusalén ciudad de Dios.
He brings the ark
Trae el arca
to
a
Jerusalem.
Jerusalén.
Verse 2.
Versículo 2.
David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baal of Judah to bring up thence the ark of God, whose name is called the name of the Lord of hosts, that dwelleth between the cherubims.
Y David se levantó y fue con todo el pueblo que estaba con el Baalá de Judá para hacer subir desde ahí el arca de Dios, la cual llamaba por nombre el nombre del Señor de los ejércitos que está sobre los querubines.
You see, David understood.
David entendió.
There's a psalm
Hay un salmo
where David writes,
donde David
the
escribe,
God who dwells
el Dios que habita
between the cherubim.
entre los querubines.
So the mercy seat on the ark had these two cherubim,
El propiciatorio en el arca tenía dos querubines.
and their wings stretched out from either side and touched in the middle.
Sus alas se extendieran de cualquier lado y tocaban.
It would create a shadow of this encased area under the wings of the
Y
cherubim.
creó una sombra en este lugar cerrado de los querubines.
When the tabernacle was set up,
Cuando los tabernáculo fue puesto,
all while they're traveling through the wilderness,
mientras estaban viajando en el desierto,
that pillar of fire
esta columna de fuego
or that cloud,
o esta nube,
the glory of the Lord,
la gloria del Señor,
once they had the tabernacle set up,
cuando tuviera el tabernáculo puesto,
that pillar of fire or that cloud would fall into the tabernacle.
esta columna de fuego o nube se cae en el tabernáculo.
And they understood
Y ellos entendieron
that this Shekinah glory of the Lord,
que esta gloria del Señor,
the presence of God with his
la
people,
presencia de Dios con su pueblo,
dwelled between those cherubim.
habitó entre esos querubines.
It rested over the ark.
Reposó sobre el arca.
No one could go in that
Nadie
place.
podía entrar a ese lugar.
So David
Entonces David
is bringing that glory to Jerusalem.
está trayendo esta gloria a Jerusalén.
David
David
wants to build a house for the Lord
quiere edificar una casa para el Señor
later in his life.
después en su vida.
But he wants the glory of God to be there in Jerusalem,
Pero él quiere que la gloria de Dios está en Jerusalén,
the city of God.
la ciudad de Dios.
And so, verse 3,
Versículo 3.
they set the ark of God upon a brand new cart and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah. And Uzzah and Alo, the sons of Abinadab, drove the new cart.
Dice, pusieron el arca de Dios sobre un carro nuevo para que la pudieran llevar a la casa de Abinadab que estaba en la colina. Usa, Ahio, hijos de Abinadab, guiaba el nuevo carro.
Verse 5,
Versículo 5.
and David and all the house of Israel played before the Lord on all manner of instruments made of fir wood, even on harps and on psalteries and on timbrels and on cornets and on cymbals.
Dice, y David y toda la casa de Israel regocijaba delante del Señor con toda clase de instrumentos hechos de madera de abeto y con liras, arpas, panderos, castañuelos y símbolos.
All the pomp and circumstance,
Toda circunstancia, toda la show,
music,
música,
shouting,
gritando,
dancing,
bailando,
celebration,
celebrando.
God's presence,
La presencia del Señor,
the ark of God
la arca de Dios,
coming to Jerusalem,
viniendo a Jerusalén.
a time for all Israel to celebrate.
Un tiempo que todo Israel celebra.
Now let me ask you,
Déjame hacerte pregunta.
got a brand new cart,
Tienes un nuevo carrito,
got this glorious parade.
tienes este desfile glorioso.
Is David's desire right?
¿El deseo de David está bien?
Yes.
Sí.
Is the motive of David's heart in the right place?
¿El motivo de David está en el correcto lugar?
Yes.
Sí.
We're going to look at David specifically next week.
Vamos a mirar a David específicamente la siguiente semana.
His motive is right.
Su motivo está correcto.
His heart is right.
Su corazón está correcto.
Everything's good.
Todo está bien.
This is a wonderful thing.
Es algo maravilloso,
There's one problem.
pero hay un problema.
God commanded Moses in the law,
Dios mandó a Moisés en la ley.
the ark would have 4 rings,
El arca tiene 4 aros.
and there were 2 poles
Hay 2 palos.
that were covered with gold
Estaban cubiertos con oro.
that you would slide through those
Que
rings,
meten estos aros.
and the priest
Y el sacerdote
would carry the ark
lo carga el arca
on their shoulder.
sobre sus hombros.
That's what God commanded.
Lo que Dios mandó.
God said, do it this way.
Dios dijo, hace de esta forma.
David,
David,
with all of the right
con
motives,
todo motivo correcto.
all of the good
Todas las
intentions,
intenciones buenas.
the right desire of the
El
heart,
deseo correcto del corazón.
but he didn't do it the way God said, do it.
Pero no lo hizo como Dios dijo hacerlo.
They hit a threshing floor,
Llegaron a una entrada de la puerta.
and the new cart
El nuevo carrito
gets upset.
se empieza de babaleo. Tambaleo.
The cart's going to fall off,
el carrito va a caer.
hit the ground,
El arca va a caer, y
fall
pegar,
open.
y caer y abrir.
The tablets of the law are going to fall
Los
out.
tabletes de la ley se van a caer.
Who's going to touch that and pick it
¿Quién
up?
va a tocar esta, caralo?
So Uzzah puts his hand out
Usa, extiende su mano
to steady it.
a guardarlo.
God kills him.
Dios lo mata.
David's upset.
David está enojado.
This wonderful thing
Esta cosa maravillosa
was wrecked
fue arruinado
because David was disobedient.
porque David fue desobediente.
Let this serve to show us
Que esto sirve para mostrarnos
the motive of your heart,
el motivo del corazón,
the desire of your heart,
el deseo de tu corazón,
the attitude,
la actitud,
your intentions
tus intenciones.
can all be God honoring.
Solo puede ser honrado a Dios.
But if you don't do it the way God says do it,
Pero si no lo haces la forma que Dios dice hacerlo,
God's wrath is kindled.
la ira de Dios está encendida.
Más importante,
It's very important.
that's the fundamental
Ese es el fundamental
of the regulative principle.
del principio regulador.
It's why the Puritans were so serious about it.
Por eso los puritanos estaban tan serios.
They looked at the entirety of the Old Testament
Miraba todo el Antiguo Testamento
and they
y
said,
dijeron,
divine law,
la ley define,
God defines.
Dios define.
The writers of the confession,
Los autores de
what
confesión,
do they say?
¿qué dijeron?
God institutes his worship.
Dios instituye su adoración.
God reveals how he may be worshiped
Dios revela cómo él debe ser adorado,
so that it's not left
para que no está dejado
to the imaginations
a
of
las
men,
imaginaciones del hombre,
nor the suggestions of Satan.
ni sugerencias de Satanás. Imagínate.
Are we prone to being influenced
¿Estamos prontos a ser influenciados
by Satan?
por Satanás?
No, we're Christians.
No, somos cristianos.
Don't be a fool.
No seas necio.
Are our hearts prone
¿Nuestros corazones están inclinados
to suggestion?
a sugerencia?
That's why he gives us this
Por eso nos da un libro,
to protect
a
us.
protegernos,
Do it God's way.
hacerlo de forma de Dios.
That's the fundamental.
Ese es el fundamental.
A biblical case.
Un caso bíblico.
Oh,
No, I was just, a while ago, when you were talking about Aaron's sons, they offered the strange fire. Just, Satan put a thought in my head that maybe the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. They kind of had the same attitude Aaron did when he made the golden calf. Seize the moment.
yeah.
Los hijos de Aarón siguieron el ejemplo de su papá, ¿no? Amén. Amén. Brother Evan, will you pray for us, hermano Evan? ¿Puedes orar por nosotros?